This is the Portkey LH7P, a 7-inch monitor that brings a camera controller to your camera or any camera that you might be using, such as the Sony A7 series, FX3 and the Blackmagic Pocket 6K and the 6K Pro. Also, this monitor gives you 1000 nits of brightness, meaning you can shoot outside without having to almost struggling to see your pictures. So come with me here in the beautiful city of London and let's see what this monitor has to offer. Now that we've tested this monitor, I'm going to share with you guys a few things that I did like about it, and at the end, if you are a content creator and filmmaker, I'm going to also tell you a few things that I did not like about this monitor. Hopefully that can help you to make the right choice. So the first thing that I do like, for portability and protection, I like how this monitor came in this case, which is good. You know, sometimes filmmakers, we tend to have this habit of throwing our monitors in the backpack or in any fly case that contain other metal stuff. Another thing that I did like that Portkey included in this was the HDMI cable, and also another thing in the case, you do have this 1 GB USB that store all the LUT and then help you to just update the firmware, or if you want to exchange the LUT and have your custom one, this is where you have to put them, which is also good to see this. And obviously they do not forget that you mount this on top of a camera, and this is a nice touch to have. Listen, Atomos, I hope you're watching. It was very good to see Portkey including all those small accessories with this monitor, because they just make life easy when mounting this to any camera. And the first thing that I actually did notice when I got this out of the box was this sleek design, and also it's very lightweight, which is good for those people that mount this on a gimbal or on a wireless video transmission or on basically anything that you see fit. And obviously let's talk about the monitor, and let's start with the hardware first. You do have two HDMI in and HDMI out. This is very good, especially when you're shooting and you do HDMI in and HDMI out. Can be either your viewfinder, or you can actually throw this on a wireless video transmitter, or you can also put this on the AC side, which it help them to see if everything is in focus, or basically anything that help you and your production. And obviously we also have the audio with all your Sony FX series and F3 and F6. You can actually control the sound. This is very good, as they give you that extra security knowing that your sound is being recorded. And obviously if you use the Blackmagic Pocket 6K and 6K Pro, this also works very well. And another thing that you see is obviously that USB. This allows you to load in your LUT, also allows you to update your monitor or update your firmware, which is also nice. As you can see, there's a few mounting options available, as sometimes there might be a cage for this camera. That's going to be good for when you actually rig it, if that makes sense, and that could be good for wireless video transmission or any other things that you see fit. And on top of your monitor, you do have 4 customizable buttons that allow you to reach your camera setting without going into the camera, which is very good, and it's just a nice shortcut to have on the monitor. And I do like how there's 4 of them for you to pick from, and all these customizable buttons help you to access things such as histogram, false color, peaking, and basically every other exposure tools that help you to get a better image, which is very good, and it saves the time. And now you also have an on and off button that lock your touch, which is very good. And sometimes when you have all your settings and you're ready to go, you can lock your monitor so no one can accidentally change anything. And obviously here you slide this and then you add the battery and on and off button. And there's also a fan inside, which is very quiet, and the whole time that I was shooting with this I did not hear it, which is very good. One of the things that I would say are this monitor's unique selling points are the following. First, you do have a 10-bit panel, which is very good for color accuracy. You also have a better viewing angle with 10-bit panels, and then you do have a 1920 by 1080p display, which is very good. And on top of that, it also offers 1000 nits, which means you can shoot outside without having to struggle to see your image. Connecting this monitor to your camera generated Wi-Fi allows you to control cameras such as the Sony a7 series and the FX3 and FX30. And also, if you do have cameras such as the Blackmagic Pocket 6K and 6K Pro, along with all those Sony that I've mentioned, you can access things such as your shutter speed, ISO, white balance, resolution mode, or if you have a Blackmagic, you want to go from Blackmagic RAW to ProRes, or if you want to change any other thing, this monitor would allow you to do that, which is very good because that's actually give you a quick access to your camera setting and saves you time. And another cool trick that I really love about this, let's say you're shooting normal or you're shooting horizontal, you can basically pick and have a vertical frame in front of your horizontal that allows you to see all your deliverable in different format, which is very good because you can call out, okay, this one is for YouTube and this one is for TikTok. And that is one thing that I feel like that's going to be very, very helpful for everyone buying this monitor. And obviously getting that camera control at that price, it's such a cool thing. And for those of you guys shooting in anamorphic, this monitor offers a lens correction in different ratio, meaning you can pick depending on what lens you are using. Another thing that I did like is that let's say you're shooting shot A and shot B in one scene, and you really want to see if those shots will cut into each other or they will match. This monitor allows you to overlay two of the shots on screen, and one will be a bit transparent, which actually allows you to see if they will cut in together or if the color is matching. I feel like that's a really good thing to have, especially for those things that shoot one day, one scene, and then maybe the rest of the scene is shot in a few different time or maybe a few months from then. So that's a very useful tool. Okay guys, now let's talk about two things that I really did find annoying. The first is this monitor is not intuitive, and when I tell you it's not intuitive, trust me when I say that, because basically the operating system is all over the place and it looks very basic, and most of the time when you select something, it doesn't really work as it should. So Podkey, I hope you guys will maybe release a firmware update and fix that. And another thing that I did not like is basically, as you can see, the HDMI being in this position, and if this monitor is on top of your camera, it's kind of like make it hard unless you have that L-shape HDMI. But it was going to be a good thing for them to kind of like put the HDMI on a side, because from here to your camera, I feel like that is better, and I'm sure some of you guys can agree with me. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please make sure you like it, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell icon so you don't miss when I post a video like this. And as always, thank you Podkey for sending this monitor, and I had to try it so you guys don't have to.